New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature that's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host, New Black Wall Street. Evan, take it away. New Black Wall Street Book Club.
Oh, I don't like that at all. Let's see if we can fix that. I do it like this. Something like this. Yeah, we probably had to do it like this. That's all we can switch it up a little bit. Let's do it like this. Yeah, something like that ain't gonna work. That is not going to work. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So we'll have to do it like this. All right, man. Good evening to you, beautiful people. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight on our next edition of New Black Wall Street Book Club After Dark. We are where are we at today? Oh, we at 4 spots. That's cool. That's exactly what I want. At any rate, man, we are going to continue our journey into the University of Success. I apologize for missing our reading the past 2 days, just taking care of some personal stuff, but we're back. And this particular book that we're going through is written by one of the most acclaimed self-help writers of this generation, Mr. Mandino. And tonight we're going to be discussing and finishing up our discussion on how to benefit from the art of expectation, how to benefit from the art of expectation. Now, before we get into our reading tonight, of course, as we always do, I'd love to know who has joined us here. I know some people that don't know that we're here, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure y'all will come on in, hit that like button, share button, all that good stuff. But let us know where you're connecting from tonight. What city, what state, what country, what city, what state, what country you might be connecting from here, from your PC, your laptop, or your mobile device. I am broadcasting from our mobile studios here in virtual studios here in Decatur, Georgia. And just pleased to be able to connect with you no matter where you are in the world. So again, hello, welcome to a space where Black folk do read. I would say 30 minutes a day, but you know what? We're going to read till we finish this chapter. We got about 3 or 4 pages, small print. And we're going to begin talking about how to benefit from the art of expectation. Now, if you're joining us here tonight and you want to be able to catch other episodes from our content creators, our Black content creators, we do have a Facebook TV channel that's going to be called BBC TV, and you can find that at Black BC TV on Facebook. So try that out. Go ahead and check us out. We got classes on cooking and finances, health, motivation. We got all types of stuff. So women's show, men's show, he say, she say show will be coming back soon. Relationship shows, things like that. So if you want to participate with us and you want to support, what we call it, grassroots Black empowerment, go ahead and check us out at Black BBC TV. But enough about me, guys. We're gonna get right into this thing: how to benefit from the art of expectation. From the from the book, The University of Success. We read at night because we've switched from reading in the morning. I still read in the morning, but as far as doing the show tonight, because we found so many more benefits to reading after dark. This is a time where our mind and body is beginning to settle, getting ready to rest, and it's a perfect time to activate our subconsciousness so we can hopefully ask those questions or search for that knowledge or look for those doors of opportunity in our subconscious, our infinite mind, so to speak, would be able to direct us in our path now that we silence the noise in our life. Everybody put in comments, so silence the noise. You must learn how to silence the noise in order to really hear that inner voice, that small, silent, what we call it, quiet inner voice that's trying to communicate with you. But I want you to be encouraged that you absolutely can silence the noise in your life. But tonight we're talking about how to benefit from the art of expectation. Good evening to you, Miss Phyllis Victoria. Is that Miss Phyllis George? You keep changing your last name. It's Glenda Tate Williams out of North Carolina. We're going to start in our section called The Stuff Wishes Are Made For, New Black Wall Street Book Club. Let's read. Expectation is a servant of the will. The will is the result of a wish, and a wish is spun from the power of spirit. This is far from explaining the entire nature of it, nor does it answer the question why some individuals seem more spiritually or physically motivated than others. Some people do respond more readily to a deep feeling level, perhaps because they sense the reward of it, desire the joy of it, feel the challenge of it, or anticipate the karmic good of it. Some say, I expect nothing out of life one way or the other. Yet, even this is quite an expectation. It is like the Oriental who says, I desire only desirelessness. Expectation presupposes faith. It is faith plus faith felt, faith fortified. Even when expectation is hidden behind a negativism, it makes things happen. Had I not been introduced to Iowa farmers, I might never have understood this. But during my years in the Midwest, I got to know them and admire them. They're a special breed. They will never let you see their deepest selves. They hide their emotions. They shy away from admitting their true love for nature or land. And after you've lived with them for any length of time, you will want to revise your whole concept of the power of positive thinking. For they are as negative about success as a fox would have you believe it is negative about chickens. Silence the noise, that's right. Spring, according to the farmer's customary complaint, comes too early or too late. The ground at planting time is too wet or too dry. The corn grows too slow or too fast. The market is too unsteady or too fixed. Harvest time comes too soon or not soon enough. Yet rarely, if ever, does the Iowa farmer fail to have a bumper crop, and never in my extended sojourn in the Hawkeye State did he ever have a bad year. On the contrary, heaven opens its windows on him as if he had a magic combination. He now produces 175 bushels of corn per acre, where once he got less than 90. He will never let you in on it, but he is playing a game of great expectations. Everybody put in comments, so great expectations. Behind a make-believe of discontent through which, if you look closely, you'll see him smile. He doesn't even want nature or the land to know how great his faith in their ability actually is. Don't say it, he warns, think it. Don't talk about it. Feel it. Oh, I like that. Don't say it, think it. Don't talk about it, feel it. Now, we just said the word great expectations. And we probably know some Iowa farmers in our life who complain about everything. But as you think about, well, I don't know, a great expectation, an expectation that you have of yourself as you have out of life, I want you to start thinking about it. I want you to start feeling it. You see, when I keep my goal in mind, when I keep this idea of this visual, this mental picture of the school that I'm building, it keeps moving me forward. But when I feel, what do I feel? I feel that first class walking across the stage. I feel that that speech that's going to come congratulate them from finishing a course. I feel the millions and the millions of my brothers and sisters who live a debt-free life. Don't talk about it. Think it. Don't say it. Feel it. Here's my question to you. I know it's probably a little bit easier for you to think about your great expectations. Think about what's to come, to visualize what you want out of your life. Here's my question to you tonight as you think about your great expectations. Great expectations you have out of yourself, not of anybody else. Great expectations that you have of your Father to deliver, or your infinite intelligence, or whatever you believe in. As you think about the great expectations that you set upon whoever is giving you the instructions. Here's my question to you. How does it feel? How does it feel? Can you feel it? Does it excite you? Or does it make you look forward to the challenge of each day until you accomplish this thing, or you build this thing, or you grab this thing, or you buy this thing, whatever this great expectation is that you have of yourself. I'm pretty sure you can think about it. But as you think about the completion of that thing, the acquisition of that thing, how does it feel? Now take this feeling that you have for your great expectation that you have of yourself, not putting the great expectations on other people anymore. And you take this feeling as you keep thinking about what it is that you're looking to accomplish, as you keep thinking about your goal, your aspiration, your dream, you keep thinking about it. And then you keep feeling whatever that feeling is for you. Tell me, is it even possible if you keep thinking about it? Is it even possible if you keep feeling it? Is it even possible for you not to do that thing? For you not to have that thing? For you not to complete that thing? I'm going to ask this question again as you keep thinking about your great expectation that you have of yourself. How many guys are watching here tonight live with me? Here on this beautiful Tuesday night. You got great expectations of yourself. I got great expectations of the spiritual forces that are behind me. I got great expectations of myself. Now, here's another question I got for you. We'll keep going. How can you ever be great if you don't have great expectations of yourself? How can you ever be supreme if you don't have supreme expectations of yourself? I coach and deal with a lot of people, right? They can think about it. They can think about it. They can say, yeah, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to have. But the second part, like Michael Jackson say, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you take it from your membrane, from your brain or from your thoughts to your emotions? Does it consume you? Do you gotta have it? Great expectations of myself. Master your expectations. Do not let even the fates catch on to the greatness and depths of your desires. How deeply did my father's expectation for me actually go? How great was his concern? How strong was his wish? Wisely, shrewdly, he never let me know. He sowed the seed just deeply enough at just the right time, and evidently he knew the nature of the planting. I have great expectations of getting good mail. Sometimes it gets to be a phobia. I get good letters, life-changing letters, because I expect them. But if I ever drop my game of make-believe, that mail doesn't really matter. I would lose my magic touch. It is a subtle and at times a difficult game. Take, for example, the old adage that expectation is greater than realization. This is generally true, and we ought to, by rights, hold it as a basic truth at a deep level of feeling. Failing to do this, we must keep relearning the same lesson over and over again. Expect greatly, but expect, too, that expectation is usually greater than its reality. Woo! Woo! What is that saying to me? I don't know what it's saying to you. Expectations are greater than reality. In our expectations of ourselves and our expectations of what's to come or what we're going to build or what we're going to acquire, is the expectations of our goals, dreams, and desires, and our expectations as we think about it is perfect. It's perfect in our mind. It's never perfect in reality. It never comes out perfect in reality. I think that's a trick of our Father to make sure that we never start working on it. We never start working for it. We never start working on it. Here's a problem that I find with many of our entrepreneurs. They had great expectations of starting a business, but they're too busy working in their business. They don't have time to work on their business, so their business stays the same. Matter of fact, it actually loses ground because things evolve and get better. The business is supposed to grow, but your business hasn't grown in 10 years. You know why? Because you don't make time to work on your business. You don't do marketing. You don't have a commercial. You don't start thinking about the next level. Have greater expectations. Everybody putting time so greater expectations of what you started, greater expectations of how you're going to finish it. We're talking about expectation tonight, how to benefit. And this author is saying there's an art. There's an art to it. And we're going to start talking about the art of planning. The art of planning. It is an extremely fine art, this matter of planning without planning too hard, or visualizing without creating a rigid dream, of programming without setting up such a tight agenda that the spirit of spontaneity has no room in which to move. All of which eventually brings one around to the conclusion that life taken in stride is fully as rich and rewarding as life planned by design. Everybody put in console, by design. You begin to understand that you are the captain of your soul and the master of your fate by design. I got a coaching program that's called Future by Design. We literally roll out together with my client, right? A blueprint of what they design for their life, what they design for their finances or their bank account, what they design. And I just make it look pretty. I just make it look pretty. Begin to understand, man, I am designing my future with every decision that I make. I'm designing my future by even planning it out. Here's the interesting thing, guys. I'm not just planning to build a school. No, that's just the start. I'm planning to run the school or have the school run. I don't plan to be the president or principal, nothing like that, superintendent, none of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not. It's almost like getting married. Many people plan to get married. They don't really. Many of them don't plan to stay married or plan to never get a divorce. Recently, we invited a friend up to our guest house, the Crow's Nest, tucked away on a wooden hill with a wonderful view of lake and mountains, with a feeling of quietude so rare that a robin immediately appropriated one of the logs below the overhang and confidently hatched out its chirping brood. My wife and I were excited about the prospect of having everything shipshape for our first guest, a bachelor friend of long standing who we were sure was precisely the one to initiate and bless this house. We thought we knew his likes and dislikes. No noise, a shelf of good books, colorful draperies, good lighting, no guests, plenty of hot water, and so on. We fell more and more in love with the Crow's Nest as we rated it with great expectations. Like Nicodemus, our friend came at night, which I have now discovered is the worst possible time for a guest to come straight from a bustling city to a mountain retreat. The contrast is too great, the night too awesome, the silence too deep, even though a hi-fi is calming the air with subdued, welcoming music. The lake, lovely in the daytime or when the moon is bright, lay in black, ink black and eerie along the shadowy shoreline, making strange murmuring sighs as the restless water lapped against the lonely crags. We thought the Crow's Nest looked intriguing with its mellow lights and soft decor, but I felt our guest's vibrations when I told him he would be absolutely alone and that the soft whisper of the wind would lull him to sleep. All of which apparently was the very worst welcome we could possibly have, according to him. He was not used to being absolutely alone. He did not want the wind to lull him to sleep. I realized this when he asked pointed questions about the locks on the doors and about the distance from the guest house to the main cabin. I knew when he spotted a different spider in the bathtub that he was unused to the Canadian outer doors. And when he asked with a start, "What's that?" As the mother's robin took a night flight past the window screen, I knew that our high hope for a housewarming was growing cold. At 6 a.m, there was a banging at our cabin door. My friend stood there, haggard and abashed, oblivious of the beauty of sunrise over the lakes and deaf to the interesting warble of a loon out of the open waters. "Damn it," he said. "I had a miserable night." Over a pot of coffee, recounted his complaints, the list which caused me to hang my head in shame. The new hot water heater had gurgled and regurgitated all night long, setting the banshee sounds that curdled his blood. The toilet stuck, and he had to remove the top and adjust the plunger. Always a messy job. There were peculiar tappings on the roof. I had neglected to tell him that the tree squirrel occasionally used it as a shortcut from tree to tree. The lock on the door didn't lock, and another spider had crawled up through the bathtub drain. Moaning with exhaustion, he wondered if he might flop down in the big cabin and get some rest, which is what he did, and which was what he might have done from the start had we not had such high expectations that the crow's nest was outfitted exactly for him. He stayed only 2 days, and the robins never even got to know his name. Then I think of the unexpected, unprepared, unannounced visitors that have come down the lane and who, even though we sometimes shudder to think how their visit would pan out, brought the informal warmth and joy that only spontaneity can bring. No preparations were made. No rooms were cleaned in advance. No program was worked out. No illusions were built by one way or another. Everything turned out to be in order. Everybody put the console in order. Everything turned out to be in order because we had not had time to tamper with destiny's plan. We're talking about God's order in your life. Evidently, there is a divine current of some kind ready to carry us through certain phases of life. And the more we realize this and give ourselves over to it, the better off we are. Yet who has the courage to believe it? The daring to expect it, the wisdom to understand it, and the prudence to conform it. We must read this paragraph again. Evidently, there's a divine current of some kind ready to carry us through certain phases of life. Evidently, there is a divine current of some kind ready to carry us through certain phases of life. And the more we realize this and give ourselves over to it, the better off we are. Yet who has the courage to believe it? Who has the daring to expect it? Who has the wisdom to understand it, or the prudence to conform to it? A reluctant swimmer who has come close to drowning can hardly be impressed with the confident assurance that the water is your friend. Even drown proofing seems to him merely as an insidious technique to help him drown all the faster. Sometimes, though, it is possible by an act of grace or by some recognition of the deeper self to get the feeling of the friendliness for the mystic stream. For it is a feeling, the art of feeling, the commonly unfelt. Truly successful people always hold great expectations, even though, like the Iowa farmer, they may hedge a bet. Brave men, though fearful, are never afraid of fear. Healthy persons have no time for sickness, and to the pure of heart, things are not as impure as they seem. We catch on to the truth and technique of expectation in those rare moments when we are stirred by an awareness of a guidance seemingly higher and greater than our own. We catch on to the truth and technique of expectation in those rare moments when we are stirred by an awareness of a guidance seemingly higher and greater than our own. When for a little while we are taken over by a force and an intelligence above and beyond those commonly felt. Confident and free, filled with the wonder and ready acceptance, we permit ourselves to be taken over by our unquestioned self. How can we repeat these experiences? One way is to expect their repetition and to feel ourselves worthy of having them happen again. One way is to expect their repetition and to feel ourselves worthy of having them happen again. When good things happen in your life, because good things do happen in your life, do you expect them to happen again? When good things happen in your life, and good things do happen in your life, do you feel worthy of them happening again? Let me ask this question again. When good things happen in your life, and good things do happen in your life, do you expect them to happen again? When good things happen in your life, and good things do happen in your life, do you feel worthy of them happening again? I expect great things to happen in my life. Why? Because I am great. Great people do great things. Average people do average shit. I think it's time for you to make a decision. Are you average? What we call it? We call it when we go to the gas station. Are you regular? What we call it in the streets nowadays. Are you basic? Now this really start. It doesn't start with what you do. It starts with how you think, because how you think will impact what you do. How you do it. Great things are supposed to happen to me over and over and over again. Why? Because I sow great seeds and I understand the law of compensation. That which you sow so shall you reap. Universal law. Great things are supposed to happen to me. I serve a great God. I don't expect the worst of the worst. I don't expect the bottom of the barrel. I expect the top of the crop. Great things are supposed to happen to me because I sow great seeds and I reap what I sow. We must begin to take accountability for what we're sowing. We must begin to take accountability. We must begin to evaluate that which we are sowing into this fertile land called this world. It may not be another individual. Some of y'all, so here's the thing, some people, and I'm probably not you, but y'all, some people that you know, they sowing bad seeds into their own life because of how they think about their own life. And guess what they reap? That which they sow. The hardest thing to do, the hardest thing to change about a person is how they think. That's why you see so many books, so many programs directed towards your mind, and you see the same thing with marketing that's trying to attract your mind away from the great things in life. You must begin to understand this world that you live in. Now, let's go back. Because it said this. He asked a question. He said, who has the courage to believe it, the daring to expect it, the wisdom to understand it, and the prudence to conform to it? Great things are supposed to happen to me. Reasons for failure. My father tried to impress it upon me that people patronize the business places that gave evidence of affluence and success. I disagreed. I wanted to trade at the places which were having a hard time of it. I felt for them, but gradually I learned that my feeling was misplaced and that in identifying myself with them, I was thinking failure instead of success, and that my attitude was more patronizing than sincere. Think about this for a second. I had this wake-up call not recently, thinking I'm doing a service to people who I felt couldn't do it for themselves. Let's say I didn't value myself with the prices that I was of the prices of the services that I offered, because in my mind, I want to make sure you don't have no excuse why you don't learn about money. And I'm saying that's where I messed up. I started associating myself with what you don't have versus associating myself with what I know that you can get if you really wanted it. I started thinking about what you may not have versus what you do have. And here's what I know about most people. They have some type of desire. Sometimes it just has to be triggered. And unfortunately, we're moved by either inspiration or desperation. Most people wait till they're desperate. Most people wait until it's the last straw. Most people wait until they're sick and tired of being sick and tired to actually move into greatness. Nothing wrong with that, because sometimes that's what people need. The guy gonna use whatever he got, you know what I'm saying, to get your attention. You didn't like it the nice way, let's try it the hard way. Maybe that works better for you. See, I'm a person that works better. And in the comments below, I love you share. What's the environment that brings out the best in you? I work best when my back is against the wall. I work best under pressure. When I'm not under pressure, let's say what's the word I'm looking for? When I'm not under pressure, my performance goes down. My tenacity drops a little bit. My relentlessness goes down a notch when I'm not under pressure. It wasn't in college. You know what I'm saying? When I was in high school and college, you know, all these projects and all these stuff you're supposed to read and write about and all this. I always did that stuff the night before. I always did that stuff at 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I ain't touched it at all. I known about it for 3 months. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting it done. Turn it in at 7 o'clock. That's how I operated in school. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's probably not the smartest thing to do, but that's just what I work best under pressure. That's just one of my things. Now here's the thing. But now I begin to understand it because I know how to create the pressure in my life where that pressure is not coming from desperation. It's coming from a place where I created the environment that causes me to take it up a notch. There's certain things what fuels you? I had a student today, a mentee today, reach out, told me she paid off $15,000 in credit card debt. What do you think that did? That added fuel to my flame. What fuels you? So there's some of you, and again, I don't know who I'm talking. There's some of you who have not found a light switch in your life in years. I mean, you're so dull. You're so numb. That's why I go back to that first question. Can you feel it? Here's what Motel 6 says. We'll leave the light on for you. What turns you on? See, I realize it's not me and the stuff that I do. It's not everything that I might go and do in confidence. I expect that of myself. You know what turns me on? When somebody reaches out to me and say, you know what, I'm one of the few who listened to you, brother. I'm one of the few who actually took action on some of the stuff you said. And I'm one of the few who getting the results that you said I would get. That turns me on. What I do for myself don't turn me on. I expect that of me. I don't expect other people to do what I do. Just not because I don't have great expectations of other people. I believe in their potential. I believe that they can do it. I know they can do it if they wanted to do it. I believe you can do whatever the hell you want to do if you believe that you can do it. But I remove my great expectations of other people, and I double down on my great expectations of myself, and therefore I'm allowed. Listen to this. This gonna really get you. It puts me in a space where I allow people to surprise me instead of disappoint me. Let me say that again for the people in the back. I remove my great expectations of other people. I double down on the great expectations that I got of myself, which put me into a space where I can allow people to surprise me instead of disappoint me. Y'all might want to write that one down. That's an ERGJ classic right there. Straight off the dome. Ms. Glenda Tate Williams said, man, I am designing my future by planning it. Right? In order. That's right. Great things are supposed to happen to me. This is me, man. I work best under pressure. That's right. That's why I be putting the pressure on you, Ms. Glenda Tate. That's why you all be putting that pressure on you. I already know. Same here, man. 3 and 4. I mean, those were the sweet hours. I know that's right. That was great news to receive. Yes, it was, man. There are some people. My teaching is not in vain. No, it's not. But I must always reflect, right? I always understand these numbers. These numbers are really simple. 80% of the people just ain't gonna do it. They don't have, there is no ground, there is no place to even plant a seed in 80% of the people. Right? 15% of the people, they might tune in one day. They might find a little interest. Oh, that's interesting. These are the interested people. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I'm interested. Oh, these are the interested people. 4% of the people, they actually sign up. They join the club. They never show up. They come to the first meeting, never see them again. That's called the issues of life. Something happened. Something happened. I don't know. The dog died. Something happened. I signed up though. I'm still a part of the group, but something happened. Somebody said to me today and this afternoon on Instagram. She said, what she said? Let me see if I can say it exactly. I'm on Instagram, right? She said, this is what she said when she responded to one of my posts on Instagram. She said, I fell off the face of the earth, but I'm back now. Something like that. Let me see what she said. Yeah, I fell off the face of the earth, but I'm back again. Something happened. These are the something happened people in your life. These are the something happened people in your organization. These are the something happened people of your customer list, your client base. These are the something. Just understand. They might even have signed up. They even bought the t-shirt, whatever. But these are the something happened people before they get to the finish line. Something always comes up before they get to the finish line. These are the non-committed people. They're interested. They paid their money because it's not about the money. It's about commitment, but they're not committed. 80% of people don't want that. They don't even want, they ain't even interested. They don't even want to hear what the hell you got to say. They is not listening to you. 15% of the people, I'm interested. Oh, damn, bro. You know what I'm saying? Damn, bro, you got one whole Bitcoin. Oh, interest. These are interested people. I don't waste my time with them either. You interested? Okay, I've been interested in a lot of stuff in my life. Well, at least I got your interest. And then you have your non-committed people. These are your supporters, though. You can call them your cheerleaders, maybe. Right? They signed up. They might have just signed up just to help you push you further. They wasn't really committed to actually getting no results in their life. But boy, you're doing a good thing, sister. Miss Bolden, you're doing a good thing. I don't mind supporting that. Miss Glenda Tate Williams, you're doing a good thing. I don't mind supporting that. Oh, I'm gonna be your biggest cheerleader. I don't want to do none of the stuff. I don't want to put the work in myself, but I'm here for you. And then you get down to the last number. Only 1% of the people that you approach, 1% of the people that you look to make a sale through, 1% of those people are going to bear fruit. 1%. But that's okay. You know why? You got to go through a whole lot of coal till you find that diamond. You see what I'm saying? You might have to dig through a whole bunch of shit before you strike oil. But when you strike oil, when you find that mentee, when you find that great customer, because you put it in the work, you sowed the seed. Now, here's the thing. For all those people, the 80%, the 15%, the 4%, the 1%, you were sowing the same word. Here is an opportunity. Here is the problem that I can solve in your life. Here is a chance to get this thing done. It's still going to be 1%. After you filter through all of these people, you get down to your 1%. It's only 1% that are committed to do the work. They heard the word. They listened to the word. They heard the word. They were interested in the word. They showed up. They're putting in the work. Now, guess what happens after that? This 1%, they bear fruit. They become ready to become the next teachers of your organization. They become ready to become your disciple until they open up their own thing or franchise under y'all brand or whatever you're doing. So what does that say? Here's my point. Once you understand the numbers, you got to have a keen eye for the 1%ers in your life. You must have a keen eye. This is called discernment. You must have a keen eye. Because the 1%ers are not people you want to piss off. The 1%ers are people you want to work with. 1%ers are the one you want to really invest your time and energy into. How would this be? Let me ask you this, Miss Bolden, Miss Glenda Tate Williams. I know some other people that's watching. What if you spent the majority of your time with the 80% and the least amount of time with the 1%? You're hustling backwards. Let me say that again. If you spending 80% of your time with if you spending the majority of your time with the 80%ers, and the least amount of time with the 1%ers, you hustling backwards. Maybe you haven't identified the 1%ers in your life. Maybe you haven't identified the 1%ers who are bringing value to your organization. Maybe you haven't identified the 1%ers who who keep showing up, who keep on buying your products, who keep on supporting you, who keep on pushing you forward. Maybe you haven't identified. Because here's the thing I know about this universe. There are some 1%ers in your life. But you're spending too much time, and you're spending too much time with 80%ers who are not interested in anything you got to say. And not, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. So what would it be like for me? Right? This is how I was hustling backwards. I'm teaching from my own life. I'm spending all this time trying to convince people, black people, right, about investing. But I'm spending all of my time trying to convince people who don't want to hear what the hell I got to say. And I got two groups over here. One group at one level, another group at another level. They've invested for my time. And I'm not giving them none of my time. Ain't that hustling backwards? Didn't I need to check myself? Wait a second. Damn that. Forget everybody, all these friends on my Facebook page who never tune in to something like this. Y'all the 80% as it relates to the stuff that I do. I'm not saying y'all don't, and y'all not interested in nothing. Y'all just not interested in what I'm talking about. Trying to get rich, trying to stay out of debt, trying to build wealth. You see what I'm saying? So I might well, not that I don't give them any of my time. I just don't give them the majority of my time. That's called majoring in minor things. That's what my teacher taught me. Do you find yourself majoring in minor things? But what happens when I switch that? I start devoting more of my time to my 4%ers and my 1%ers. You see what I'm saying? Because the 4%ers could turn to 1%. It's just, once they deal with the something happen stuff in their life, right? But the 1%ers are bearing fruit. Shouldn't I be investing more time into them as they bear fruit? Because that's a part of my fruit. That's a part of our bundle. That's a good. I think it's Chuck D, right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself, something like that. Or that's Nas Effects. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. But thank God for friends who will try to check it too. Who will see, man, listen, bro, I don't know what you're doing over here, but it seems look like you hustling backwards. But let me go back to what he said, man. I wanted to trade at the places which were having a hard time of it. I felt for them. I felt for these people. I felt for the poor folk. I felt for them. I really want to help the broke folk. But gradually I learned that my feeling was misplaced, and that in identifying myself with them, I was thinking failure instead of success, and that my attitude was more patronizing than sincere. I've also eventually tired of their complaining, their contention that they were not getting the breaks, that people were against them, that they were probably born under an unlucky star. But there are reasons for failure and success beyond the zodiac, and the art of expectation on a proper level is the key. There's a significant saying in the book of Job: the thing that I have feared has come upon me. And I've seen the truth of this demonstrated many times. Among a group of travelers whom I took to the Orient was a man who complained bitterly when the stewardess neglected to serve him his coffee. She passed me by, he reported. She served everyone around me and left me sitting here. But that always happens to me. I fully expected. Sure enough, on a return flight home with an entirely new crew, the stewardess not only forgot to bring the coffee, she forgot to serve him his meal. Fiery mad, he pressed the call button. "I'm so sorry," said the stewardess. "I can't imagine how I overlooked you. They all do it to me," he told her. They all did. And Job was right. While house hunting in Southern California, we were shown a place which a woman was renting temporarily. She said, "I wanted to buy a place in a certain section of Santa Barbara, but was told there wasn't adequate fire protection. I live in deathly fear of fire, so I didn't buy. I came down to LA and bought a house in a canyon. 2 months after I moved in, I was burned out. I think I carried that fire with me." Wise old Job. But what did Job do about it? What can anyone do about it when he expects the worst and by his expectation invites the worst to happen? What did Job do about it? This is a good old Bible question. What did Job do about it? We can do what Job did. We can learn that if we have a propensity for fear, we have an even greater propensity for faith. If we think we are slated for failure, it may be because we know we are meant for success. Our negative expectations and our positive determinations going astray, but they are not gone. We come back to the formula. Expectation is a matter of feeling. Feeling is the servant of the will. The will is the result of a wish, and a wish is spun from the power of spirit. Expectation is a master of feeling. Feeling is a servant of the will. The will is the result of a wish, and a wish is spun from the power of spirit. Just how this works or by what kind of a psychological test this can be measured, I do not know. My father never told me. In fact, the only thing he has ever said was, all I expect of you is that you do something worthwhile with your life. All I expect of you is that you do something worthwhile in your life. Man, how many guys can identify with what he start talking about, these reasons for failure? As you probably think not only of Job, but other people that's around you, that all they do is invite failure, invite reasons why they can't, instead of focusing on the truth of that they can. The hardest thing to change about a person is how they think. There will never be a reduction in the work that comes to the mind. Why? Because it tells us, right, in the good book, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You know what that tells me? It tells me everybody has the capability, everybody has the opportunity to change the way that they think if they just simply decide to change the way that they think. There's some things I think that go with that. As I start changing the way I think, I started changing some of the things that I read. I started changing some of the people I hang out with. I started changing not only the way I think, that was the catalyst to begin to change everything else that coincides or that vibrates or brings into harmony this new change of thinking. It's so difficult. Now, but here's the beautiful thing. It's not our job to change the way someone else thinks. It's their job. It's our job to sow the seed. It depends upon their heart attitude, whether they receive it. They're going to be the 80%. They're going to be the 15%. They're going to be the 4% or the 1%. That's on them. I want you to stop thinking about, and I'm guilty of this, I want you to stop thinking about all the people who don't receive whatever message it is that you're putting out. I want you to stop thinking about all the people who don't hit the like button. I want you to stop thinking about all the people who don't hit the share button. I want you to consider this. Stop wasting your time with the 80% and devote more of your time to the 1% and the 4%ers. What did the father what did the father say? He said, tell the farmer, your job is to sow the word. Now he told him, when we go on this journey, you start sowing, you're going to come across all these different types of land. But here's the thing. He didn't say just sow the word or sow the seed in fertile land. He told that man to sow that seed on every heart you come across. That's called marketing. You market to every person you see. That's what he told him. He said, I don't care if it's concrete, drop that seed. I don't care if it's a thorny bush, drop that seed. I don't care if it's an ignorant individual, drop that seed. I don't care if it's a fool, drop the seed. It may not take root today. It could take root in their life 10 years from now, and they'll remember you. Drop the seed. And keep it moving when you realize this is an 80%er. Keep it moving when you realize this is a 15%er. Keep it moving when you realize this is a 4%er. Stop when you realize it's 1%, because now y'all got to gather some work to do. Y'all got to gather the fruit. You got to gather the fruit of your labor. And now the good book says this, in all labor there's profit. So if you keep working, you will be compensated in more ways than you can imagine. And it's not just money. You're compensated with another day to be here on the earth. You're compensated to have the good health that you have. You're compensated with the sound mind that you got. There's so many things that we have in our life that's way more valuable than money, but the ignorant can only see the money instead of the true riches of life. Miss Abdul Rauf, if you change your thinking, you change your emotions, which change your behavior. Sow the seed. Everybody put that in the comments. So sow the seed. Consider, stop wasting my time on the 80%. Focus on the 4 and the 1%. Now, how many guys would agree, whatever it relates to whatever you do, whatever you bring to the marketplace, whatever, I don't know, whatever organization that you're associated with, would you agree that there's a whole bunch of 80%ers? Would you agree ain't that many 1%ers? There ain't that many. In the comments below, I'd love for you to share something that you learned today. It's New Black Wall Street After Dark, reading through the book, The University of Success, written by one of the greatest self-help authors of all time, Mr. Mandino. We don't do this just to do this, beautiful people. We do this to make a difference. We understand that 80% of the people are not interested in reading, are not interested in having and learning how to the art of having success in their life. They're not interested in learning about the art of great expectations. That's okay. We don't spend our time with the 80%ers. We can just keep letting them do what they do. 15% of the people, hey, that sounds interesting. Expectations, great expectations. Sound good. That's okay. We don't waste our time with the interested people. We just keep letting them be interested in everything. You have some people, 4% of the people who might hear this message say, you know what? Shoot, I need to get on with this New Black Wall Street Book Club. How can I, what I need to do? They can get some of your time. They're willing to invest, at least. Again, like I said, money is the lowest form of wealth, but at least they're willing to help you advance your cause. But then you got your 1%. And here's what the 1% look like. Man, can I read the next book with you? Damn, man, brother, you need any help? You know what I'm saying? Shoot, I got this book that I just read. I think it'll be dope for your show, man. I love to come on and talk about it. You got to learn how to recognize the 1%ers in your life. They'll help take your idea. They'll help take your goal, your dream, your desire. Matter of fact, they'll help take your vision to another level. An entirely new level. I'm simply asking you to answer this question in the comments below. Was this worth your time and why? Was this worth your time and why? While you guys are typing, I talk much faster than you type. Again, just to let you guys know some of the things that I got going on, because we got some 1%ers here. Y'all like, man, what's next? What we got, man? I gotta keep getting this goodness. I've changed the way I think, and I'm changing my environment. I'm changing my circle of friends. I'm changing my input. I'm changing what I eat. I'm ready. I want to read some good stuff that's gonna help me elevate my life. Well, we got BBC TV again, guys. It's a place where we have a collaboration, good stuff that's created by us. Whether it be this show, whether it be my financial show that I do in the morning, whether it be the shows that we have on relationships where we can actually have men talk and women's talk, the good stuff. You check us out on Black Billionaires Club TV. This is our pilot, just trying to see how many people are actually interested in helping us to build, I don't know, another version of BET. I don't know where it can go. Right, we got the Black Billionaires Club. You want to connect with people, right? That's about it. Join the Black Billionaires Club. Go check us out, theblackbillionairesclub.com. I wrote a book about it. 12 richest black people in the world today who we don't know about. Might want to pick up that book if you're interested in black wealth. That might be something you might want to read. I don't know. I don't know if I'm talking to the 80%ers right now. Or you can check out again, guys. You want to show some support, maybe you're a 4%er. Say, hey, man, I just want to support the cause, man. I want to keep this dream alive. Yeah, check us out at Black Bazaar, man. That's my retail, my e-commerce store. It's another way that you can show support. Okay, so plenty of ways. If you're a 4% or a 1%, you can step up. so we can keep on bringing great value to our community and stop blaming, you know what I'm saying, white supremacy for all of our woes. And I say that because I get tired of us talking about what other people are doing for us as if we can't do stuff for ourselves. Let's catch up on these comments, man. We'll get up out of here. University Success, all Mandino. Tomorrow, we move into semester 4. We'll be talking about how to find the courage to take risk. How to find the courage. We must going to have about 25 people up in here tomorrow. We start talking about how to find courage. Oh my goodness, you were amazing. As soon as I said that, I thought about the which character from the Wiz? I thought about the lion. You know what? You know when the lion found courage? He was scared the whole movie until his friend was in trouble. Once Dorothy was in trouble, they grabbed her. Oh boy, that lion got him some courage then. Because he realized it ain't about me. I'm about to save my friend. How many guys got courage to do some unfathomable things when somebody that you love was in trouble? You all of a sudden found some courage. Great learning. And this the other take was great learning. Today, I must sow the seed and market to everybody. Cater to the 1% in my life. Understand, not wasting time with others. Absolutely. I learned to recognize my 1%ers, right? Yes. The importance of personal responsibility and accountability, man. Great platform. All right. Greatness is yours. Thankful for this platform. I appreciate you, Miss Glenda Tate Woods, I can't say that. I want to say Al Corinne, but I don't know if I'm saying it right. Abdul Rauf, I can say though, right? Miss Alva Bowden is in the building, right? That's right. He perked up, right? He perked up on him, right? Courage was surely found right then. I know that's right, man. Hey guys, we'll be back tomorrow. Again, moving into semester 6. This is a semester. Hopefully want to leave you understanding that, you know, there may be some things from tonight that's still going to be speaking to you even after we've left. Right? This is why we read at night. Our subconscious has been activated. So be prepared, right? Be prepared to capture whatever it is that your spiritual father has for you, because it's for you. Right? I got so much out of tonight. I'm just gonna be chewing on this. I'm still visualizing. Who in the 80%? Who in the 80%? Who in the 80%? Who in the 15%? Who in the 4%? Who in the 1%? Help me to see clearly. No more blurred lines. I need to see clearly because I got things to do. I got a school to build. And I can't do it by myself. I won't do it by myself. It's not my building, it's the community's building. Whew. Well, people want to say thanks so much for tuning in to today. We'll be back tomorrow in the morning at 7 o'clock. We have our next session on our Money and Power show. We'll be talking about Ethereum, the cryptocurrency. Feel free to tune in. It's free here on BBC TV. I'm your host, ERGJ, and I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. We all we got, beautiful people. Matter of fact, we all we really need. And thank God, that's more than enough. Until next episode, you know what time it is. Mr. DJ, hit the music.
New black. It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah. The New Black Wall Street. The New Black Wall Street Book Club.